they took everything from Louis. I was like, I don't know, it might be disproportionate. I can't tell. This is like where it's hard to be a man. One lady said, Louis C.K. masturbating in front of me ruined my comedy dreams. Word? Well, then I dare say, madam, you may have never had a dream. Come on, man, that's a brittle spirit. That is a brittle-ass spirit, nigga. That shit is too much. It's a grown-ass woman.
I'm back, bitches. Well, that's a very rude way to open up the podcast, but I am back. Not that I've been gone that long, but it has been a few weeks. My kids are on summer break, which means that my house, which is where I do my podcast, is, always loud. And I would never be able to get through a podcast if they were home, but they are out with their mother for a few hours. So I decided to take advantage. And instead of lay around watching fucking X-Files, watching the X-Files marathon, I fucking decided to give you guys a podcast. It is on a Saturday, which is weird. I don't I don't usually do podcasts on the weekend because usually I can't. But I decided to give you something, so here it is. Man, a lot of shit has been going on. Excuse me if some of the things that I might talk about might be a little bit old news. Like, for example, fucking, I guess, LeBron James is going to the Lakers. To be honest, I don't really give a shit, I mean, I kind of knew he was gonna, everybody knew he was gonna fucking leave because, why continue to stay in fucking Cleveland when, you really can't really, I think he's done all he can possibly do for Cleveland. But, like what I'm getting sick of, like, I don't care about LeBron James one way or the other, He's a fantastic fucking player. I think he, of this era, he is definitely the fucking GOAT. But what I'm getting fucking sick and tired of is all of the, I see it a lot on fucking Instagram, is the people that fucking were like, oh, if fucking Michael Jordan was around, during LeBron's times, there's no way he would be fucking 6-0 and or have 6 rings or whatever the fuck. And my favorite is like, well, when Jordan was playing, he was playing against a guy that fucking was like the cashier at Sears or some shit. I can't stand this shit, not because I feel threatened because, Jordan's kind of, I was a kid, so Jordan was, he wasn't really my hero because, I'm from Boston. So, he didn't really do it for me, but, I recognize he's a great fucking player, but what bugs me is not because he's sort of a childhood hero or any of that shit. It's this idea that first of all, Jordan came from, a different fucking time. Right, where people played fucking rough. They barely fucking suspended. What was the dude that like ended up choking a guy on the fucking on the court and shit? They barely fucking suspended that guy. He came from a time where people played a lot more fucking rough and fouls weren't called as often as they are now. But this idea that if Michael Jordan suddenly, why do I have to say his name? Like, as if fucking people wouldn't know if I just said Jordan. If Jordan was to come into, to basketball right now, right? I love how everybody pretends like he wouldn't have made the fucking necessary, adjustments to be fucking just as great as he was then as he could be now if he were coming into the sport right now. Everybody pretends like, oh, because LeBron is so fucking, if he's so fucking dominant, then why has he only got like what 1 or 2 rings? Well, if he's so fucking dominant, Why is it that every time he wants to get a ring, he has to go to a different team to fucking do it? And usually a team that's fucking stacked with stars. If he's so I mean, I'm not shitting on LeBron. I think he's a fantastic fucking player. I think that without him, you know, obviously Cleveland's going to fucking be ass, right? Watching him fucking during the playoffs and shit, you know, you could see he was carrying that entire team on his back. You know, basically it was like whoever Cleveland was playing against him. You know, I'm not taking away from his fucking skill set, but it is kind of telling that, you know, the only times I guess he got one ring in Cleveland, but you know, he had to go to fucking Miami to get the first one. He's off to LA to try and get the second one. I mean, if he's so fucking dominant, why does he only have 2 rings? Right? And I know what people are going to say, well, you know, fucking Jordan had Pippen and whatever. But I thought Jordan was playing against fucking, you know, the fucking tire salesman or whatever. Like, it's funny how people they move the fucking goalpost when you start making a fucking point. Right? This idea that Michael Jordan would be fucking mediocre today. It's fucking mind. I mean, I know where it comes from, right? These are all just young fucks that, you know, they think their generation is the fucking, did I just say their generation? God damn, I'm getting old. But, you know, I get it, right? You know, cause I mean, I do the same thing with, well, I guess everybody fucking does this, right? But, you know, I do the same thing with like music, right? Cause when I was younger, I was, you know, 100% into hip hop. You know, it drives me up the wall when you hear people, you know, especially these fucking mumble rappers that are like, oh, you know, Tupac was boring and, oh, you know, the people nowadays are fucking much better. Not really, but I'll get into that after I finish the Jordan versus fucking LeBron. You know, quit acting like the greatest fucking basketball player of all fucking time. The GOAT among fucking GOATs would not be able to make the fucking necessary adjustments against LeBron. Now, would he have struggled? Like if you took him and his team, or, you know, if you took him and the Bulls, you know, like same fucking players and put him up against Golden State right now, yeah, he'd probably struggle. But the only reason that is because Golden State is such a fucking stacked team. You know, I mean, they basically have like fucking 5 LeBrons, you know, or 5 Jordans fucking playing on their team. You know, that would, I mean, I'm assuming Mike would still fucking make the adjustment. He'd still find a fucking way. But it would be, I would think that the Jordan's era's Bulls against this era's fucking Warriors, I think that the Bulls would still they would pull it off. They would be the team that would fucking, you know, I don't know. I mean, obviously, you know, I can say whatever I think would fucking happen. Obviously, we'll never fucking know. But what I do know is that Jordan, you know, there is a reason he's called the greatest fucking player of all time. And it's because the man makes adjustments. It's because the man was dedicated to his fucking craft. He made people look fucking stupid on that fucking court. So this idea that you put him in, you know, up against LeBron and his entire fucking basketball IQ is just going to go out the fucking window based on what fucking evidence other than you just being a fucking cunt. And I don't know why I'm yelling at you guys as if you're, you know, as if I'm fucking having or if I've had this fucking discussion with you, but I'm fucking sick of hearing it. You know, if LeBron went back in time, you think LeBron is still going to be playing like how LeBron is today? And even if he was, or even if he wasn't, you don't think that LeBron, like, okay, you know, maybe going backwards is the wrong fucking direction. So let's fast forward about 15, 20 years from now, right? When, you know, LeBron is you know, he's fucking retired, he's old, he's getting fat and whatever. You don't think that, you know, because since you think LeBron is so fucking awesome, and I agree, he is fucking awesome. I know it sounds like I'm attacking the guy, but I'm not. I actually fucking think he's a phenomenal fucking player. But you don't think that, I mean, 20 years from now, the generation then is going to be like, LeBron, he wouldn't fucking be able to compete with our fucking guy, fucking Kobe Jr. or some shit, right? They'll be saying the same shit, and you'll be making the same fucking argument that, oh, well, if you were able to fucking bring him from his era into your era, you don't think he wouldn't make the fucking necessary adjustments to be as dominant as he was then as he is. It's stupid shit. It's the kind of shit that it's the kind of argument you have in a fucking sports bar with some dipshit that, all they really do is watch ESPN and they fucking catch, all these little fucking buzzwords and phrases and statements and shit, and they try and spit it out like, or spit it back to you as if, they're actual fucking fans. It drives me up the fucking wall. And really all this is just, I'm still fucking upset that my fucking Celtics, got fucking booted, never made it to or didn't make it to another fucking championship. And again, I know this all fucking happened, I mean, I acknowledge, I've already talked about the fucking playoffs and championship back when it fucking happened, but the move of LeBron to the Lakers, that is fairly recent. So, and being that I haven't been on this fucking podcast, or at least the last time I made a podcast, which was really only about 2 or 3 weeks ago, but this shit just fucking happened, so I'm talking about it now. But anyway, it is, since it is a fucking unusual day for me to fucking do a podcast, because as I said, I don't usually do these on a Saturday. I'll do what I fucking normally do on Saturdays, and I will fucking enjoy myself a nice fucking cold beer. I'm drinking, for those of you who are curious, I'm drinking something called Kona Castaway, although they come in like 4 different fucking, beers nowadays they all come in a bunch of different fucking flavors, but I like fucking Kona, because I'm not a huge beer drinker, to be honest. I never have been. Well, I've never really been a huge drinker, period, whether it's beer or liquor or whatever. I just, I've never been a huge drinker, but, I'm less of a fucking beer drinker than, a liquor drinker, hard alcohol, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Liqueurs, if you want to be fucking fancy. But, I'm drinking this, Kona Brewing Company. I guess they're fucking from Hawaii. I didn't find this shit when I was out in Maui. Actually, I was drinking this even before I fucking went there. Of all the fucking beers out there, this one, it tastes okay. It's drinkable, so I fucking enjoy it. And if you haven't tried it, I recommend it. They come, I don't know if there's a real difference. Well, I guess there is. They have like 4 different fucking flavors, but they come in 4 different colors, right? There's yellow that I think tastes like fucking, I don't know what it's called, but it tastes like, it doesn't taste very good. They've got the red, which is pretty decent. The green is kind of, which is what I'm having now. This is Castaway, the India Pale Ale. And then they have the blue color, which I don't know what it is again, but, like out of the 4, that's the one that tastes the best. And you can tell how I'm not a fucking beer drinker, because I just described, different flavors of fucking beer by their color. So, take what I'm saying with a grain of fucking salt. I like it. You might not. Who gives a fuck? Comes in bottles. I haven't seen any in can. Doesn't mean that they don't come in can, but I don't know. I prefer, if I'm going to drink a fucking beer, I prefer to drink it out of a fucking bottle. I don't know. It tastes, I don't know if it tastes better or if it stays colder. I don't know. I don't know what the fucking thing is, but I prefer a bottle over a can. But, anyway, have I stalled long enough in, trying to figure out what the fuck and talk about next? I did say I was going to, what do you call it? talk about fucking music when I was sitting there fucking ranting about Jordan versus fucking LeBron. Yeah, you know, I'm not one of these fucking guys that just I can't appreciate what's, you know, like the new shit now. There are some that, you know, and I'd never be able to tell you who the fuck they were because, you know, once you reach a certain age, you know, usually if you know, fucking move beyond just listening to music all the fucking time, once you reach a certain age, you stop really paying attention to who is who, you know, and you really spend a lot more time sort of just listening to shit that you already know, that you've always fucking appreciated. But, you know, I'm not one of these people that I'm like a purist of the fucking old school shit, right? Like, for me, you know, when I grew up, you know, it was during like the Tupac, Biggie, you know, fucking generation. And I remember people that were older than me that fucking loved like Run DMC and LL Cool J and those guys. And, you know, I never said that like, oh, those guys fucking sucked. It just wasn't for me, you know? So I understand why the younger generation now doesn't really feel all that great about, you know, the Tupacs and the Biggies and the stuff, because, you know, this is their stuff, you know, this is their fucking generation. This is their fucking music. And of course they're going to appreciate their shit more than, you know, than fucking some old school shit. But one of the, is this even interesting to anybody? You know, fuck it. I haven't talked to you guys in weeks. I'm going to talk about whatever the fuck I want to. I think probably the big, what the fuck was, oh, it's my dog's fucking tail. I thought somebody was knocking on the door. One of the biggest reasons I think that people from like my generation, the Tupac, Biggie, sort of, you know, fucking Mobb Deep, those, you know, that generation, I think the reason that they don't like a lot of the music today, or at least hip hop, is because it all fucking sounds the same, right? It all sounds the same. You know, there's a few people where it's like, okay, I recognize, you know, if it's fucking Drake or if it's Lil Wayne or fuck, who else? I don't know. See, that's how much it all just sort of fucking blends in together and all sounds the fucking same. Like, I'd recognize maybe Migos, maybe Future, you know, I might recognize those guys, but everybody else, I wouldn't be able to fucking tell who is who, you know. And I'm not going to say like, oh, well, you know, because I can't tell who's who, that automatically means the music fucking sucks, but a lot of it fucking does. There are some fucking people, some standouts that are like, oh, you know, like, yeah, okay. I mean, I understand it. I can get it, you know, or I can get it. I can dig it. How old do I fucking sound now? But I think a lot of the reason is that first and foremost, a lot of these guys sound the fucking same. I think another thing is that you have a bunch of people that just if you know, like, cause I'm on Instagram, right? So I see a lot, you know, I'm fucking, I follow World Star and shit. So, you know, I'm exposed to a lot of these younger dudes that, you know, it's like they're wearing fucking costumes, right? It doesn't, like, they don't even seem real anymore. It's just like that fucking Tekashi 6ix9ine, the dude with the fucking rainbow hair and the Skills teeth and shit. You know, he looks like, I mean, you know, well, him especially, okay, he looks like he's fucking wearing a costume because he is, but all the other fucking little fucking people in the atmosphere there, I think there's some dude, Lil Pump, I think is what he calls his fucking name, or calls himself. And the dude couldn't look more soft if he fucking tried, but he, you know, every time I see him, you know, talking on Instagram or whatever, you know, he's talking all tough and he's got the, you know, he's got his costume jewelry on and he's got his fucking braids and I mean, in all reality, the dude looks like he would probably blow another dude on the fucking, on the DL. Dude does not look intimidating at all, but, you know, he fucking, I don't know, it's like, you know, and it's not just him, right? there's some other fucking dude, what the hell is his name? Like Trippy Red or some shit. Like, these dudes all look like they fucking, like they're reading a script. You know, like how to be a fucking, you know, I don't know. I don't even know. Is that called fucking, is it still called gangster rap? If it's not really done by actual fucking gangsters. I don't know. I mean, you know, the fuck is... Hold on a second. I can't tell if that's my dog's fucking tail or somebody fucking knocking. Hold on. So I wasn't tripping. It was actually somebody knocking on my door. It was some fucking guy trying to get me to, I don't know, I guess he's with like pest control or some shit. He's, you know, they always claim that like, oh, I'm going to be in the fucking neighborhood and, you know, fucking next week or whatever, doing your neighbors' fucking yards or whatever the fuck, you know, they... Okay, here's the thing. It's a brief. I know I was talking about music, but, you know, the dude fucking distracted me. But for those of you that don't, I mean, I don't know too many people that fucking like the fucking door-to-door salesmen, solicitors or whatever, right? There are a couple of like tactics that they use that a lot of people, it seems, you know, like once you hear about it, it's like, oh, how did I ever fucking fall for that shit? But, you know, if you're not familiar with it, it's easy to get fucking caught up with them, right? Obviously, the biggest way to get them to go the fucking way is just either not answer the door or just as soon as they fucking open their mouth, you close the door. But I'm not one of those types of people. Yes, I'm a cunt on this fucking podcast and on Twitter and shit, but, you know, I've never been that kind of a fucking cunt. But, you know, a lot of the times what they'll do is they'll say, oh, I'm fucking, you know, like they'll have knocked on somebody else's door, right? And maybe they got their name, you know, or whatever, right? And then they'll come to your house and be like, well, you know, I just talked to fucking Bob and Cindy over there, because apparently I live near the fucking Brady Bunch house in this scenario. But, you know, you get my fucking point, right? They'll be like, oh, I talked to your neighbors so-and-so over there, and they've already agreed, you know, so I just decided, you know, like they pretend like, well, you know, I just wanted to come over and see if you'd be interested. You know, I figure while I'm in the fucking neighborhood, you know, they say shit like this, right? But the key thing is they'll talk about your neighbors. Now, sometimes they won't use them by name. They'll maybe give the address or whatever. And it's all just a tactic to make it seem like, well, if they're agreeing to it, then maybe I should, right? It's a fucking tactic. It's one of the, what do they call it? There's like 7 or 8 different types of like, influencers that people will use. It's actually a psychological thing that they play upon because of how we are as a species, right? We are a social species that, you know, we take our cues from others. So naturally, if fucking Bob and Cindy are like, yeah, this dude is fucking trustworthy and I think it's a good idea, then yeah, maybe I should too, right? They'll do shit like that. Or they'll do things like, what is it? They'll like, well, this is more in the fucking mail. They'll do this in the mail. I've never really seen this. Well, I've seen it a couple of times with other things, but a lot of the times what these you'll get these mailers, right, from like St. Jude's or some shit, right? And what they'll do is they'll include some little small fucking gift, right? Whether it's like stamps or you know, I don't know what the fuck they send those things, but they'll give you this small little gift, and what they're preying on is reciprocity. For those of you that don't know what reciprocity is, it's basically when somebody gives you something or does a favor for you or whatever, you feel obligated that when they need something, that you will fucking you'll return the favor, so to speak, right? So these places like St. Jude or whatever, and I'm not shitting on St. Jude's. If, I've seen the fucking commercial. If they do what they say they fucking do, then they're fucking awesome, and you probably should donate to them. But I do know that they send, like I get quite a few fucking, letters from them, and they always include some shit that I did. I didn't ask for this shit, right? So, because I already know what they're trying to do, right? They're giving me something, and they're hoping that my spirit of reciprocity will kick in, and I'll give, a donation, right? A lot of, and that'll happen. That'll happen in all fucking areas, right? If, if you go to buy a fucking car, or you go into, you go somewhere and you're looking to fucking purchase something, maybe something that's kind of expensive, you would do well to refuse any fucking gifts or offerings. Ladies, this is also useful for you. A lot of the times, dudes, although I don't think that, there are some dudes that are just fucking despicable and will purposely use this tactic, but a lot of them are doing it sort of subconsciously. They'll offer to do something for you, or they'll give you a gift or something when it's like awkward or like inappropriate. Like the drink at a fucking bar, right? That is a perfect example of it. They buy you a drink, and then they expect you to, give them some of your fucking time, right? That is a perfect example of the reciprocity rule that they are trying to use on you. You'll see occasionally when people are like running for office or some shit, if they're like canvassing the area, they'll knock on your door and ask you if they can put like a very small sign on your on your fucking lawn or whatever. And, and depending on how you feel about it, you might be like, yeah, sure, and then, maybe a couple of weeks later, or, I don't know, a short time later, they'll come and ask if they can put an even bigger sign, or, or they can make you into, like, I don't know, run a call bank or some shit like that, right? That is using what's called the foot in the door technique. It's basically, if they can get you to do something small, then you're more likely that when they come back and ask you for something else, even if it's bigger than the original thing, you'll be much more likely to agree to it. Okay, so I don't know. So like when this dude showed up at my door and he's like, oh, I'm going to be spraying my, some of your neighbors' houses. And, I just thought I'd stop by and see, like they always try and put it like they're doing you a favor. Like, I was getting ready to fucking go home, but I decided I'll just keep working for a little bit longer, in this hot ass fucking weather. As soon as he said that, I wasn't going to go for it no matter what. But as soon as he said that, I was like, I didn't say it, but I was just like, dude, I'm not falling for that bullshit, But anyway, there's your fucking lesson, especially ladies in this Me Too fucking environment. There is some fucking, there's a tool that you can use. If a guy offers you some shit, sends a drink your way, it just understand what its purpose is. It isn't because they're so fucking nice and they feel like, she looks thirsty. It's because they're trying to basically buy their way into your fucking world. So, be on the lookout for that shit. And honestly, ladies, because I know that there's some of you out there, I hear it all the time, women joking and shit. They'll be like, oh, the dude will send, he sent me a drink and then I drank it and then I didn't fucking talk to him. That's dangerous. That's very fucking dangerous. Yeah, I understand drinks are fucking expensive, but by accepting the drink and then refusing the subtle fucking offer for socializing, what you're doing is you at least for some of these dudes, some dudes will just be like, fuck that bitch and move on. But some dudes will be like, well, wait a minute, I gave you something and you're just going to treat, I spent my hard-earned money on you and you're just going to act like you fucking deserved it and shit. That's a dangerous fucking game to play. So instead of being a fucking cunt, just refuse the drink. If you don't like the dude, then refuse the drink. Even if you do like the dude, refuse the fucking drink. Don't enter into any sort of fucking agreement. because that's what it is. By accepting that drink, you are basically make an agreement to, give that guy some time to fucking convince you to, drop your fucking panties. I mean, that's basically what it all boils down to. So ladies, I know you think it's funny taking dudes' drinks and fucking just, walking or whatever. You're setting yourself up for the possibility of retaliation of some sort. Now, I know that there's going to be some fucking cunt out there that's like, well, why should a guy expect me to? Well, yeah, exactly. I understand that, but you got to keep in mind that we don't fucking spend money on you because we're fucking just awesome people. If we don't fucking know you, right? If we've never talked, this first time I fucking saw you, I'm not, I wouldn't fucking send anybody a fucking drink anyway, because I think that shit's cheesy as fuck. But, if I've never fucking seen you before, if I'm sending a drink if I'm spending my money, it isn't because I just, she looks kind of parched. It isn't because of that. It's because I'm looking for a way in. Okay, so, I know you think it's fucking hilarious. I know you think like, oh, guys shouldn't expect my fucking time. Well, yeah, but you also shouldn't take the fucking drink if you're not willing to fucking fulfill your side of the fucking agreement. All right? I don't know. I'm so tired of fucking arguing with the fucking ultra feminists out there. I've done it so much on Twitter that it's fucking insane. Like this, the thing with fucking Scarlet Johansen, how the trans community, although I have a feeling that most of the people that are upset that she had taken that role, although now she's fucking, I guess she decided she doesn't want to take it because of the fucking backlash or whatever. I have a feeling that most of the people that are upset aren't even fucking trans. Right. It's the same thing with like the cultural appropriation shit. Right. 9 times out of 10, it's not even like if it happens to be like cultural appropriation of something that's, I don't know, part of black culture, whatever the fuck that means. 9 times out of 10, it's usually somebody that's not black that's like fucking upset that, that some fucking guy or girl decided to wear fucking dreadlocks or, listen to fucking, what was it? It was fucking, I know I just brought up some shit with Scarlett Johansson, but now that I think of it, there was another thing, and I think it was yesterday or the day before, somebody was upset with Kylie Jenner. That she made her fortune on cultural appropriation of black culture, and I don't know. I guess I'm just confused. What exactly is black culture, right? And I'm not saying this shit like I'm trying to. I'm not trying to be stupid here. Like I'm legitimately. What is black culture? What is it? Isn't it just American culture? Right? And I know that there's going to be somebody like, oh, you're just trying to reduce our fucking input into society. No, I'm not trying to do that at all. What I'm trying to figure out is why is it that okay, this is going to sound fucking racist, I guess. Maybe not racist. It's going to sound, I don't know. It's going to sound very fucking idiotic. Okay, let's just call it what it is. It's going to sound fucking stupid. It's going to sound like I'm being a fucking moron, but stick with me. Okay. One of the things that I've always been confused about when it comes to, with black people, right, is that when things are made exclusive, right? When it's kind of obvious that black people are being excluded for something, which is fucking horrific. Okay, let me just fucking throw it out there. I'm not fighting for fucking white supremacy or whatever. I'm not even white, so just leave it fucking at that. Whenever that happens, there's this big fucking deal like, oh, we need to be a part of that, and how come we're excluded, and and why can't we be treated like we're just fucking just Americans? Why are we always like why do you always have to refer to us as African Americans or whatever? But why can't we just be Americans? And I fucking fully agree with that. I think it's fucking horse shit, right? We're all fucking American. If you're born here, or hell, even if you're not, you know, and if you're living here, if you're not from here or whatever, but you're now a fucking citizen or whatever, even if you're not a fucking citizen, I don't want to get into the immigration shit. I think that what's going on is fucking horrific before anybody starts fucking questioning or reading too much into my fucking words. We're all basically fucking Americans here. You know, yeah, we have some fucking differences, but we're still fucking all Americans. All right? So it's like, okay, so when it feels like black people are being excluded, there's a problem. But then if somebody that's not black wants to be a part of whatever this black culture is, now it's like, oh, no, this is ours. You can't have it. You can't be a part of it. You can't prosper off of it. You can't benefit from it. You can't get famous from it. You can't, it's ours. And see, that's what blows my fucking mind. Like, either you want to be included or you want your own shit. And I'm not saying that, oh, if you want to be included, that therefore you give up all rights to whatever it is that you feel you have a right to. I'm not saying that either. But it seems very, I mean, this kind of ties into the Scarlet Johansen thing. I'll get to that in a second. But it seems like you want to be included if it benefits you. But if it doesn't benefit you, it's like hands off. Hands off. You can't fucking do this because that's ours. Because, you know, for 200, you know, or 400 years or whatever, we had our entire fucking, you know, our fucking, we were uprooted. And I mean, you know, like, I get that shit. I understand where all that fucking anger and frustration comes from, especially since not really much has fucking changed. You know, what you have now is basically a lot of people just kind of tolerant of your existence. I get it. You know, I am part black myself, so this might sound weird coming from me, as though I don't really have any sort of idea about that side of my fucking culture, I guess. But, you know, I mean, I'm fucking, I'm Filipino, Portuguese, and black. And I grew up mostly with Filipinos. So I really only know, I mean, I don't only, but, you know, like, most of my fucking upbringing is Filipino culture. It isn't, you know, the other stuff. But, where the fuck was I going? I don't know. Like, somehow I felt like I needed to qualify that I'm fucking, you know, I have a right to ask these questions because, you know, being part black, you know, it doesn't make any fucking sense to me. You know, either you want to be a part of the fucking group or you don't. And if you don't, that's fine. But then don't bitch when you're excluded. You know, I mean, if somebody, I don't know. I mean, I know, see, that's where it sounds fucking like idiotic. It sounds slightly fucking racist. But I kind of feel like, I kind of get a sense that with some people, and I'm not talking about dudes that find their sister attractive and fucking put on a white hood. Okay, those people got something completely fucking, you know, the wires are crossed in their fucking brains. You know, they're mad at the wrong fucking people. You know, I mean, I'm not saying they're lost fucking causes, but, you know, I'm not, when I say what I'm going to say, I'm not referring to those people, right? But I have a feeling that there are some that are like, okay, I don't have a problem with black people, but it bugs me that anytime, you know, you do something that they consider as theirs, there's this fucking huge uproar. You know, like, I mean, you can see how that would be a little fucking off-putting, right? It's like, oh, when it's our shit, you want to be a part of it. But when it's your shit, it's like, oh no, you know, it's off limits. That doesn't make any fucking sense. You know, and again, I mean, I know this shit sounds ignorant as fuck. But somebody needs to explain to me, what the fuck is black culture? What is it? Is it music? What the fuck is it? I don't know what it is. You know, like the hair thing, right? I know like a couple of years ago, there was somebody got into some shit about, I guess he was white or she was white. She had fucking dreadlocks and somebody made a big fucking deal, even though dreadlocks aren't technically, you know, I mean, if you look at the fucking history, they're not technically from, you know, African culture. It's, I mean, fucking Vikings and shit had them. So, or at least according to whoever the fuck said it on the internet. I don't know how much of that fucking is true, but you know, it's just, I don't know. I just, for me, it just always goes back to either you want to be considered one of the fucking group or you want your own separate shit, but you can't have both. I mean, you can have your own separate shit, but the minute you start saying that, oh, you can't fucking be a part of this or you can't profit off of this, then I think you kind of give up any sort of claim to wanting to be considered one of the fucking crowd. That's what I think, right? Like if I like opened up a fucking restaurant, right? I don't know why I would, cause, you know, I can cook, but I'm not fucking restaurant fucking ready. But it would be like if I opened up a fucking restaurant and was like, you know, nothing but Filipinos are allowed in here, right? But then, I don't know. I don't even know where I was going with that fucking scenario. It just doesn't make any fucking sense. You know, you can have, you know, your own fucking style or whatever, you know, you can have that shit, but you can't be like, nah, you can't be a part of this, or you can't fucking, you know, like I never understood this fucking like, oh well, you know, if somebody that's like white or whatever, you know, like music, right? If they happen to make some money off of it, you know, they become successful at it. If they don't immediately start bowing down to all of the fucking old, you know, the old school people or whatever, the people that created it, you know, it's like, it's this big fucking problem. I mean, every time you pick up a fucking cell phone, do you be like, you know what, fucking shout out goes to Alexander fucking Graham Bell because, you know, he was the one that fucking, you know, just, do you really fucking do it? Do you see how fucking stupid it is that like if somebody white or whatever fucking gets famous for, I don't know, rapping or some shit, and if they don't immediately be like, well, I owe this all to fucking Tupac or whatever, you know, just, it sounds stupid. I don't know why I said Tupac, because it's not like Tupac fucking, you know, started rap. I mean, I don't know. I guess it would have to be what, like African Bambaataa or, I don't know. I don't know who the fucking very first Jesus Christ of rap was, but, you know, it's just, it's fucking ridiculous that you can like almost ruin a person's career because they didn't pay homage to the people that you think that they should pay homage to. I mean, what if you went into Verizon, right? And you're like, you know what? I want to get that new iPhone fucking 10, 11, 12, whatever the fuck that they're up to now. And they're like, well, you know, unless you give, you know, unless you fucking give a fucking huge shout out to Alexander Graham Bell, you know, I don't think you can have this fucking phone because you're not paying homage to the person that did it before you. It's just, it's fucking stupid. Okay? It's fucking stupid. And I don't know how this turned from me, like, I genuinely had a fucking question to now I'm yelling at you. I don't know. You know, it's been fucking 2 or 3 weeks since I've been able to fucking do this podcast. Obviously, I have a lot of fucking pent up shit. You know, so I'm getting it out now because this might be the one day that I have that's fucking kid free and whatever for a while. So I'll do it all now, right? But getting back to the Kylie Jenner thing, right? Or no, not Kylie Jenner. Well, I think I already fucking cleared that up, right? You know, there's some lady that was like, oh, you know, she made her fortune off of appropriating black culture. And I was like, well, what has she done? I mean, she made some fucking makeup. Is makeup now black culture? I don't fucking know. You know, is it because they hang out with a lot of black people that therefore, like, I don't know. I mean, there's this idea that maybe the Kardashians or Kylie or whatever the fuck. Is it Kylie? I don't know. Kylie and fucking Kim, those are really the only ones that I fucking know of. So if it's the wrong fucking Kardashian or whatever, I apologize. But, you know, this idea that I mean, I hate the Kardashian fucking weasel creatures. Okay, I fucking hate them with a passion. I think it's ridiculous that they're even a fucking thing. But if I'm gonna pay any sort of fucking compliment, is that those ladies or that family, they know how to fucking hustle. They will turn anything into a multi-fucking million-dollar fucking idea. So I have to assume that with or without hanging out with black people, they probably would still be where they're at now. Just, it might have taken us a little bit longer to fucking hear from them or whatever, or to know who the fuck they were. You know, some people just got hustle in their fucking blood. You know, it just, I don't fucking feel like if you took Kanye out of the picture, or the fucking guy that Kim fucked that got her fucking famous, like, I think that with or without those people, they still would have found a way, you know, but whatever. What I really wanted to go back to was, the fucking Scarlet Johansen thing in the trans community. Getting so fucking upset at her for accepting a fucking role, as though she's the one that wrote the movie and casted herself. First and foremost, she's not the one that fucking said, you know what, nobody can play this part but me. She fucking auditioned, she got the fucking role. Why the fuck are you mad at her? If you're gonna be mad at anybody, shouldn't you be mad at the fucking director or the producer or whoever the fuck it is, you know, the casting fucking director? Shouldn't you be mad at them? Why the fuck are you mad at Scarlett Johansson? Johansson, right? Or is it Johansson? I don't know. One of the fucking two. Broad from fucking the Avengers movie. Why the fuck are you upset with her? She's not the one that fucking did it. And this idea, like, the thing that drives me up the fucking wall, right, is all these people, and it's not just with this, but it's with other things. It's just like they like to pretend that if they were in her shoes, right, and they were like, well, here's an opportunity for you to sort of, you know, uplift your fucking career, right? And play a role that doesn't involve you fucking being like a secret agent fucking badass. Although I don't know. I mean, I know she's playing somebody that was fucking like, I don't know, they were like the manager or owner of a fucking rub and tug or whatever. I don't know the fucking story there. But I love how everybody pretends like, well, if I had been in her situation and some company was making a fucking movie, and the movie was going to be about some fucking some famous person or whatever the fuck it is, right? But because I'm not, you know, exactly like the person that fucking, you know, that this story is about, you know, I'm going to turn down that fucking opportunity. I love how everybody pretends like that's the fucking decision they'd make if they were in her fucking shoes, right? That they'd be like, well, do I fucking continue my career? Do I follow my fucking dream? Or do I think about, what does this fucking say to the rest of the world that, you know, really doesn't give a flying fuck about, you know, or not the rest of the world, but a majority of the fucking world that really doesn't give a flying fuck about any of this shit. You know? But everybody's so upset with her to the point where she decided, all right, you know, I'm not going to take the fucking role. Right? Everybody upset with her, even though she's not the one. She didn't cast her fucking self. She's just an actress. Right? But, they're so upset. They're like, oh, well, it should have been given to a trans actor or actress or whatever the fuck. Right? That would have made the movie, you know, more fucking accurate. Who gives a fuck about this? And yes, I know trans people are not fucking represented as much as they'd like to be in Hollywood. I get that. I get that side of it, but if you think that the reason that these people make these fucking movies is because they're not trying to make money, then you're fooling your fucking self. You're also fooling yourself if you were in that fucking position that you would turn it down because you don't quite fit the fucking logistics of the character. I mean, I'm pretty sure there has been lots of, let's say, gay people that played fucking straight roles, right? And I know that it just, gay and trans, not exactly the same shit. I understand that before anybody starts writing the fucking email, dear fuckhead, just because someone's trans, it doesn't mean they're, I know, okay? I fucking know. I don't need that email. I'm trying to make a fucking point here. I'm pretty sure there are lots of bringing up the fucking, the Brady Bunch, right? Wasn't the dad like on the, off the set, he was fucking gay as can be. On set, he played a fucking married man to a woman, and you never suspected he was gay at all. Why was there no complaining back then? Why is there never any complaining when it benefits you, but the minute it doesn't, you're fucking up in you got your fucking panties in a bunch or your boxers in a bunch because, there's not enough fucking trans representatives and then fucking start making some movies that are just about trans, and you have a trans director and a trans producer and trans fucking grip and the guy that fucking or girl that fucking brings the food to the set, make sure they're fucking trans. You have the ability to do it your fucking self. Why is it that you want everybody to bow down to you? I get it, you're not represented, but maybe they felt like, she would have played the role fucking well. Maybe there was trans actors and actresses that came in that just weren't as good. That is fucking possible. It is possible that just because somebody is trans, that doesn't make them necessarily a great fucking actor that would play a trans role properly. I mean, I wasn't planning on seeing this movie. Whether it was Scarlet Johansen or whoever the fuck, I wasn't planning on watching the movie. So I don't really have much skin in the game here. But what I do know is that I'm even less likely to fucking watch this movie just based on all of the fucking hoopla. And the thing is that I don't know, who do they think is fucking buying tickets to movies? I go to the fucking movie theater because, it allows me to escape a reality for a little bit. Even if I'm watching a true fucking story, it is an escape from reality, which means I don't need everything in the fucking movie to be reality. You fucking douchebags. Why am I so angry? I don't know. It just people fucking annoy me. They're always so fucking like outraged over some fucking horse shit. I mean, it's the same thing when it comes to fucking comedy. Though part of the reason that I use that fucking Dave Chappelle clip in the beginning in the intro about the fucking Brittle's fucking spirit. I mean, it's because I'm fucking sick of these people that pretend like, especially when it comes to fucking comedy. Right? I find it fucking ridiculous that everything was fucking funny. Everything was a joke when the comedian was talking about somebody else or some other fucking group. But the minute they say something about your fucking group, now they're no longer jokes, they're fucking statements, and they're fucking harmful. Well, if a comedian, makes a joke about trans, right? And you happen to be trans and you get upset because you don't think trans fucking comedy is fucking funny or whatever the fuck. Well, how come you weren't fucking upset about the fat jokes? Because I'm pretty sure there are some fat people out there that like, fuck, man. Why do you always got to make fun of fucking fat people? Why weren't you offended then? Why weren't you fucking offended when they were talking about everybody else? But when it came to you, all of a sudden, the comedian is no longer telling jokes and being fucking absurd. He's now speaking, or he or she is speaking fucking truth and making statements, and, and he's forming a fucking, a posse of people to fucking hate and, and harm you. I'm fucking sick of people with being so goddamn brittle. Dave Chappelle has said it correctly. People are so fucking brittle now. How many people are upset with me just during this fucking podcast? How many people got upset when I was asking about, what exactly is black culture? How many people already started to feel that sense in their gut where it's just like, oh, what is he fucking saying? How could he say this shit? How can he not know what black culture is? It's so fucking, if that's what you're getting upset about, and you got some fucking problems that don't involve me asking a fucking, a moronic fucking question. You got some other fucking issues that you really should work through. And this is part of the reason why social media doesn't really work the way it should. Right? You got Twitter, you got the people of Twitter fucking trying to weed out people that they think are a threat to the fucking community. They're trying to make everything so fucking harmonious and peaceful, even though you will not find that same fucking that same atmosphere anywhere else in nature. There is nowhere that you could go where everything is fucking harmonious. Everybody's on the same fucking page. Nobody fucking gets upset. There is no fucking disagreement on any fucking thing. It's absurd that that's what fucking Twitter's trying to do, and Facebook, although I don't fucking have a Facebook account, so I really could give two shits. I mean, if you're one of these people that you're still a part of Facebook, even though they've stolen your fucking, your information and sold it to other people, and then they make fucking stupid little commercials pretending like it wasn't their fucking fault, even though, if you still got a fucking account there, then you're a fucking moron. You're an absolute fucking moron. And I'll say the same thing about Twitter, because I'm not going to pretend like Twitter isn't stealing my fucking, my sort of search fucking profile or whatever the fuck it is. I know that they're fucking doing it. And I'm pretty close to fucking saying sayonara to that shit, because the more fucking I interact with a bunch of brittle ass fucking people, the more I realize, what the fuck am I doing? Why am I even interacting with these fucking snowflake little bitches? And I don't mean just liberals. I mean fucking conservatives. I mean even progressives. I mean fucking everybody is a fucking snowflake. That the minute you say something that they don't agree with, they throw a fucking shit fit. I had a lady that unfollowed me, right? I think it was a lady. Pretty sure it was a lady. Unfollowed me because of this, the thing with fucking Scarlet Johansen, right? Because of course I was a cunt. I was being a dick. I understand it. But we, other than that, we've agreed on fucking everything, right? Because she's progressive, I'm progressive. We view the world, pretty much the same fucking way. We agree on fucking everything. But the minute I fucking said some shit that she didn't like about this whole, outrage about fucking Scarlett Johansson, unfollowed me. Why? Because we disagree on one fucking thing. You can no longer stand my presence on your timeline. Get the fuck out of here. You're a little bitch. And I'm not calling you a bitch because you're a female. I'm calling you a bitch because you're acting like a little fucking brittle bitch. And everybody is like this. The more interaction I have on Twitter, the more I realize that everybody is a fucking little brittle bitch snowflake. They're on your side until you say something that they don't like or that they don't agree with or whatever. They have a different perspective on it. They're on your side until then. And then when you say that one little fucking thing, it's like, it's like, I don't know, like I can't imagine. And this is how, this is part of the reason why I'm starting to, even though I should have really understood this a long time ago, but why I'm becoming so disillusioned with social media is because I'm starting to realize that shit, like those interactions, those are not like that's virtual fucking reality. It's not even virtual reality, because in reality, like I have friends that we don't agree on fucking everything, right? But we genuinely, we have shit in common. We fucking enjoy each other's fucking presence. Maybe not every fucking time, but we have a connection. There's no way that, unless it was just something fucking ridiculous. There's no way one little like, oh, well, I feel this way about that and they feel this. There's no way that we'd be like, all right, fuck it. Friendship's fucking over. You don't agree with me that it's okay or that it's not okay for Scarlett Johansen to fucking play or, to basically do what she's fucking made as a career and act in a fucking role. You don't think that way? Well, fuck you. We're no longer friends. Do you know how ridiculous that would fucking be in reality? Especially if we agree on every fucking thing else. That's the thing. That's the thing that you're like, I can't be your friend anymore. Because you don't feel the exact same way that I do. And this lady is a progressive. And it's not, it's not like just that one isolated fucking instance. It's happened numerous fucking times where I realize where, like I'll be, I'll follow somebody will follow me or whatever. And we'll be like fucking, we'll fucking be practically the same fucking person as far as like ideology wise, right? Think the fucking same way, maybe have the same sort of sarcastic, cunty fucking sense of humor, all of that shit, right? And then I'll say something that they don't fucking like, and it's like all of that shit just gets erased, and it's just it's fucking absurd. And that's why I'm close. I know I've said over the fucking past 2 years or whatever, it's like, oh, I'm getting ready to quit, or I'm saying like, oh, I'm fucking done with this shit. I've said it a million fucking times, but I feel like I'm really, really getting fucking to that point because I'm tired of everybody. Everybody's a brittle little bitch. It's fucking annoying. And it's like, no wonder this country is falling apart. No wonder that people that can't even like common sense is not even common anymore. No wonder we can't fucking pull out of this fucking tailspin that we're in because everybody is just a brittle little bitch that just doesn't want, like, you could agree on 99.999% of everything that would be important. But that 0.1% or that 1% that, that maybe you fucking have a difference with, it's like, no, I can't fucking, I can't. 1% of not fucking feeling the exact same way about things that I do, I can't fucking deal with that. It's ridiculous. It's fucking ridiculous. It's fucking retarded. Right? How many people are going to be like, oh, retarded? How could you fucking say that word? I've gotten into an argument with somebody that, about that on fucking Twitter. I called somebody retarded and suddenly I'm fucking, I'm practically fucking Hitler in their eyes because I called somebody retarded. As if I would, if I was happened to be talking to somebody that is, I don't know, what do they call it now? They got a bunch of fucking, intellectually fucking disabled, or I don't know what the fucking correct terminology is, right? Somebody that, that obviously has some intellectual fucking issues. As if I would fucking walk up to them and be like, hey, you're a fucking retard. No, I wouldn't, because I recognize that there's a difference between somebody that fucking has, like the fucking chemistry in their brain is fucked up versus somebody that's just fucking stupid as hell. And I don't mean stupid because their brain is fucking made of mush. It's just because they're just fucking dumb. And to me, you're fucking retarded. If you're upset because I said retarded, you're fucking retarded. You're a snowflake. You're a little bitch. And you should just go out in the fucking woods and put a fucking gun to your head and pull the fucking trigger because you're not needed. And how many people are going to be upset? Oh, now you're fucking advocating for suicide. No, I'm advocating for fucking stupid people to get the fuck out of society. I'm not advocating for suicide. I get that fucking, I have fucking OCD and I'm bipolar. I've had depression. I've constantly think about fucking, putting a bullet in my noodle. I think about this shit all the fucking time. I understand how fucking serious it is. So I'm not advocating for fucking suicide. What I am advocating is for the stupid fucks that get upset at this stupid shit that just go. You're not needed. We don't need you. If you're a racist piece of shit that hates somebody because their skin is a different color or because they find a different kind of porn fucking interesting. If you're one of those, you're not needed either. You're a fucking idiot. Smart people realize that it's not people with no fucking power and no fucking money. They're not the reason that your fucking, the factory closed up shop in your fucking city or state. They're not the fucking cause of it. The people that are the cause of it, I don't know why suddenly I can't fucking talk, but the people that caused you your fucking woes, they all have fucking yachts and wear fucking $8,000 fucking suits, and they have drivers, and they fucking, like they have personal fucking chefs and nannies. Those are the people that are the reason that you are in a fucked up situation. It isn't somebody with fucking less power and less money than yourself. So if you're spending all your time angry at the wrong fucking people because they, once when you were a fucking kid, somebody kicked your fucking ass or they made fun of you or whatever fucking stupid fucking reason that you've convinced yourself to be so angry at them for, you're a fucking idiot and you do not need to be a part of this. Homophobe, transphobe, if you're one of these fucking people. I read on Twitter fucking yesterday, I think that fucking douchebag Ben Shapiro, he was like, he made some fucking tweet. He was like, if you whip out your fucking female dick in front of my daughter in the restroom, there's going to be a fucking problem. This man, I don't understand. How is this man respected in any, does he actually think that the ladies' restroom is the same as the guys? Does he think that they pee in fucking urinals? Does he think that there's fucking stalls? Or, well, I guess there is stalls, but does he think that that there's like a fucking trough? Has anybody been to one of those at like a fucking baseball game? I don't think they have them anymore. I saw them when I was a kid, and I hated it shit because it was just like, I don't want to see a bunch of fucking dicks. I don't. But does he think that that's what's going on in the fucking the ladies' restroom? The ladies are fucking walking around with their fucking twats exposed. The guy's a fucking idiot, and I can't believe that there are people that listen to this guy and are like, oh, he's fucking right. I got news for anybody out there worried about some fucking trans person whipping out their dick in front of their fucking daughter in the restroom. That ain't gonna fucking happen. Because nobody's whipping out anything in the fucking ladies' restroom. They all have fucking stalls with fucking doors. They're not open, they don't fucking pee the same way that we do. They're not standing side by side. There's no need for like a fucking buffer zone. There's none of that. The guy's a fucking idiot. Same thing with Alex Jones and fucking what's his name? Fucking Jordan Peterson and Sam Harris and all of the fucking other fucking people with their stupid fucking ideas about every fucking thing, that if you take a second and you really think about it, you realize how fucking stupid all of these fucking people are and how unnecessary they are to society. We don't need these fucking people. We don't need fucking idiots. We don't need people that get upset because Scarlett Johansen did what she was. Like her career is based on fucking acting, playing a role that isn't herself. All she did was accept a fucking job. But you guys are all fucking pissed off at her as though she was the one that made that fucking decision. You're a fucking idiot and you need to get the fuck out of society. We don't need you. We don't need people like that. You know, and you can take all of those little brittle fucking bitches that keep calling the cops on kids and shit because of who knows what fucking reason. We don't need you. We don't need fucking the people that correct people's fucking grammar on Twitter or social. We don't need you either. We don't need the fucking people that, you know, just watched like fucking Interview with a fucking vampire and then try and come on and sound all like uber fucking intellectual. We don't need you fucking either. All of you should just go out in the fucking woods, bring your fucking guns, and either shoot yourselves or shoot each other. Because we don't fucking need you. We don't need you. What we need are people that realize that there is a fucking a battle going on between the fucking rich and wealthy fucking yacht riding cunts and the rest of us. We need people that realize who the real fucking enemy is. And it isn't the guy with black skin or brown skin or fucking prays to a different fucking god or, you know, decides that he'd rather wear a fucking skirt than a pair of fucking blue jeans. Those are not your fucking enemy. The enemy is and always has been that yacht fucking owning cunt. And if you can't figure that shit out, then you need to get the fuck out. You need to take yourself out. You need to excuse yourself from the fucking table and go back to your fucking room and think about what you've done. You little brittle snowflake little bitch. And, you know, with that fucking happy sentiment, I think I'm going to end the podcast because it is getting pretty fucking long here. I haven't done like an hour and some change fucking show in a while. So you can tell, right? You can tell that I've had a lot of shit just fucking bubbling in my head and, you know, and it's all pouring out now. You know, usually when I fucking act this way, I apologize like, oh, you know, I'm just angry and, oh, you know, I'm a fucking idiot. But this time, no. If you're offended by any of the fucking shit I said during this podcast, I don't give a fuck. You're a fucking retard and you need to go fucking out in the woods. Bring fucking Hillary Clinton and all these other fucking twats with you. Go out in the fucking woods, drink your fucking little mimosas or put on your fucking hoods or whatever the fuck it is that you fucking idiots do. You go out there, you take your fucking guns and you put them right to what you should do. Here's what you should do. You should take 2 fucking handguns, right? Load them up. Right? Load up the mag. Well, you don't really need a magazine. You know, it could be a fucking 6-shooter. You know, you can pretend to be fucking not Buck Rogers, the Lone Ranger if you fucking want to. You get 2 of them, right? One in your fucking left hand, one in your fucking right hand, and you put some bullets in there, and then you lift both of them up and place one on the left side of your head and the other on the right side of your head and pull the trigger simultaneously and end our suffering because we don't fucking need you. And with that, I'm out. Peace.